What is up, my legends? It's Scion. We're back, and I know you see the title, so we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna summon today because I'm right there at step 9 and 10, and if I get it at 9, I gotta do step 10 because you get the free one. So then I'll have 2 pieces of Verdandi. So I'm like stuck. I gotta do it anyway. With that aside, we're going to talk today about build-up characters and why people don't necessarily like them. And the reason why I'm talking about the build-up characters is because Nikita is a build-up character, and she's already getting people saying that, oh, she's not that great. Verdanti's way better, and there's a reason for that, and I'm going to explain the reason for that. Build-up characters take a little bit more brain power and skill to actually use. They are not face roll. They are usually not meta. And the reason why they're not meta is because they're not instant gratification. And what I mean by that, by instant gratification, is if you check out the main characters that usually everybody likes, they're instant gratification. They're straight DPS. Matter of fact, look at my top line right here. Morgan, instant DPS. Even Amon as a tank, instant DPS. Claude as a tank, instant DPS. Like, there's no ramp up or anything else like that. Well, there's ramp up with the 2 tanks because they have a mechanic that ramps up, but there's not really a DPS mechanic. It's just like something reactive that you're gonna get screwed if you do something towards them, and they both got something similar to that. But Teo, instant DPS. Callie is a little bit different because Callie has a lot of build-up on her, but she also has instant DPS that makes her broke as fuck. Now, just saying, like, that is crazy. And on top of that, her damage over time scales off of her main damage, so she just broke all the way around. And a lot of people don't really understand that. They use her as instant DPS, but she's actually a really broken character. Like Morgan, if you actually built her right, her DPS and her damage over time scales off of all her attack power. So over time, she's damaging you just as much as if she has just hit you herself. So she's just awesome. Anyway, Nyx, instant DPS. Esna kinda. She's kind of instant DPS. But she does have a mechanic that is reactive, kind of the same way that Claude and Amon. Kane, instant DPS. Christian, oh my god, critical, Mr. Lights Out, instant DPS. The Kane is kind of like in between a little bit like Callie. Aristo, instant DPS. And the reason why I'm actually talking to you about this is you ever notice that most of the time usually the meta characters are the ones that are straight instant DPS. You don't have to think, you just face roll your head on the keyboard and you win the fight. And Christian and Teo are characters like that. They take literally almost no skill to actually play with. They just go over there and blow everything up. You don't have to worry about the mechanic. That's why you see people say, hey, why didn't you use Christian or Teo or whatever else like that? I win all the time. Ho, 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 ho. Which is 6 purple, and like you spent like $200 just to get the character up to 6 purple with all like 666. Then you run on the comment section talking about, I killed shit in 1 minute. Get the fuck. We ain't gonna talk about that. Morons like that are just, we're not gonna talk about that. That is why usually people would consider characters like that meta, and it's like that in every game. Like you Street Fighter, Dragon Ball Fighters, all the Android 16. I swear to God, I could be upside down, blindfolded, and like have like some person like sit on my face and I can't breathe, and I'll still be able to pull off like a 20-hit combo and kill somebody or suplex them by mistake. That's how broke Android 16 is. The same thing with Perfect Cell in that game. And the reason why they are so broken is because instant damage and gratification. They don't ramp up. They don't build over time. They just straight whoop your ass. And that's how it is in this game. Alright, so let's talk about Nikita. This is not a character profile. I just wanted to actually talk a little bit about this because I see people saying like, well, Nikita's not that great. And I beg to differ. Nikita's great in a long-term fight. In a short-term fight, she's not going to help you because she can't instantly damage that much. If you look at her 3 skill, which is what you would normally do to nuke something, unless it's actually up to level 6, it's not going to be that much of a nuke. See, it inflicts damage equal to 288% of attack to a target and 2 adjacent targets. That's pretty much, it's a semi-AoE 40% chance to stun attack type enemies and only attack type enemies. 60% chance the same effect on hybrid. So if you're hitting the tank, no stun. Which kind of like, I'm like, okay. And a hybrid type, which is also weird. So a tank and support, she's kind of like, is she just not gonna stun? I gotta test that more, because I've been trying to, and they're not getting stunned. So I'm like, wow, okay. Like that's pretty specific. And again, this is gonna take you actually using some brain power to understand how to use the character. Okay. The thing is, with her is her whole synergy goes around. I'll go back to it right here. Let's go to the first part of things so I can explain it. It's kind of, she's a thought character the same way that Isabel's a thought character, this is starting to get interesting, that they're starting to move away from the face roll characters. Like, it's like they understood that, okay, well, you know what, we're making too many broke ass face roll characters where people don't really need to learn how to play the damn game. So we need to start changing that. Which I'm actually glad, because that makes you have to use more skill to play the game. Like, there should have never, like, Christian and Teo shouldn't even exist, because they break majority of the game. Same thing with Morrigan. Even though I love Morrigan to death, they break majority of the game because they're too overpowered. They take literally no skill to use. They take no skill to build, really, and they're just a problem all the way around, which they'll probably get nerfed eventually. But, and then people gonna complain and be like, I spent money and I'm entitled to everything, because you know that's gonna happen. But alright, so her kit overall is based off of her attack. And as you can see right here, inflicts damage. This is her overdrive right there. Inflicts additional damage upon multi-strike, which you see right there, that's a part of her passive. So you probably want to go with multi-strike with her, which means she's going to be pretty much a damage overtime beast. And like I said, ramp up. So initially when you look at her, you'd be like, well, damn, she don't do a lot of whole damage. However, you need to actually look at what she's doing in her entire kit and build her properly, and she'll probably be more damaging than all of the broke-ass characters combined. Let's break that down. Alright, so we got multi-strike, 20% extra already off the bat. Inflicts extra additional 50% damage upon multi-strike, so you're probably going to want to go with the 4-set multi-strike and get that up to 40% right away. 80% chance to apply Adrenaline for 5 turns at the start of a wave, which is sexy. Adrenaline increases attack speed. Ally and enemy turns are counted towards the effective duration. Alright, so the reason why this is a little bit scary, 50% additional damage upon multi-strike. Alright, so remember how much this sucked? This is now 230 with this upon multi-strike, but she has the multi-strike, so that now pushes this to 230. So if you have your multi-strike up to like 60% or 70% like that, which is possible, especially if you get, you know, the proper rune set, which is a lot. It's hard to actually get the proper rune set, but you could necessarily get yourself always doing this all the time. And again, this is not a character profile. I'm using her as an example on why you just have to kind of pay attention to this stuff a little bit. 50% chance to I didn't want to do that. So we go to the next one. All right. So we already got that right there. So let's say that you did actually do the multi-strike and get everything else like this. Now, with weapon upgrade, increases multi-strike chance by 50%. Activates resolve when caster takes damage. Now, if this has nothing to do with resolve, that automatically means that she's going to multi-strike literally every turn, which means this 50% additional damage is going to be out there all the time. So that now makes all of this stronger. So 50% of this is going to be 150. 50% of this actually makes that's if it depends on if it's additive. I always need to wonder what that is, but 50% of this is 90, which makes this 270, which is pretty sexy. But again, that's if it's additive or just a base stat. I don't know if it's additive or a base stat because I never found anybody who can actually confirm what that is. But either way, Either way, that still now makes this a whole lot stronger. Inflicts penetration damage equal to 100% of attack on one target, increases caster's attack by 10% for one turn, stacks up to 3 times. Now the reason why it says stacks up to 3 times is because she's a multi-character. She probably is going to multi a lot, which means that this will probably stack after one round. Probably if she multis two or 3 times, then she automatically is going to have this stack. So you now have 50% plus the multi-strike going in now. Now you got this 30% stack. Now remember how Nyx ramped up as well? You now are looking at this again with her ramping up, which people usually don't like that type of thing, but with her ramping up now, this 180% is starting to look closer to that 300% that all the rest of the characters have. And she attacks multiple times guaranteed. Alrighty, like you start to see the in this. You start to see, and then heaven help if you got her up to 6 on it, like just on this alone, heaven help everybody who fights her. If that person has 160, and then that's 45% extra damage on top of that. Good night, sweet prince. All right, and then you have the second one. Inflicts damage equal to 120% of attack to a target, to adjacent targets. Increases the caster's attack by 10% for one turn. Again, this also stacks. Heaven help you again if you got this stacking, which I'm kind of weirded out, but it's because how would you, unless the stack works with this stack, I'm kind of like, it's not going to do that because it would be out of the cooldown before this ever even came back. Yeah, but whatever. So then you have, again, this one. What I'm trying to get at is take a little bit of time to think a little bit about these characters and see what they could do, because I saw people saying that she sucks. And I don't know where does this suck? Build her properly and she's probably the most broke thing in this game. She'll probably kill an entire team by herself. Literally by herself. Before anybody gets to do anything. If she goes first with that attack speed and that multi, and then maybe have a little bit of crit on her, because I think I would do the multi and the crit, to be honest with you. And just multi and crit. And she would destroy an entire team. She would, in PvE, she would destroy, like if there's a PvE content, like a boss with a whole bunch of the stuff just hanging around them or whatever, she destroys that. She would wreck everything. She's literally going to be my new favorite Advent going forward. This is so broken that it's ridiculous, and I don't see anybody talking about it hardly. Everybody like just breaking it down, but nobody actually is going into the math. I like to go into the math and actually show you guys, properly what these characters are about, and take a little bit of time. That's why I don't do the videos right when the characters come out, because you can't understand right away. Like when you rush and you see the character, oh my god, I gotta do a video, gotta do a character, stuff like that, and then the character sits there, you start running around with it. Like I started running around with her, even with her just at 50 and 52. And I said, well, damn, if I get some multi on this, with all this kit the way that it is, she would absolutely demolish everything moving. Get her in PvP. Like, wow. So yeah. I hate to talk that long on that, but I just wanted you guys to understand. So, hope you understood me nerding out a little bit on Nikita. We're just going to wrap this summon up real quick. We're going to go after the instant gratification. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm probably going to build Nikita before I build Verdandi. But I do want Verdandi because it makes Nikita's instance a whole lot easier on me. Alright. So, are we going to go all the way to the end? We probably going to go all the way to the end anyway. Yep. We are going all the way to the end because this game is like... We heard you like father. Shut up, father. I mean, I said father. Shut up, Charlotte. Nobody cares. Your father. All of this is father. All of it. And you, I swear to God, I got like... if I had kept him, I would have like 15. Look at this. Look at this BS. Look at this BS. I better get like 5 of you tomorrow. That better happen. Cannot believe you pushed me all the way to the end. All the way to and do you have like is that why you it's bad enough you would decide to be edgy with it, but is that like a mouth ring? Sister girl. Sister girl. Why do you have a mouth ring? Why did I'm done. I'm done. YouTube chat, I'm done. Like and subscribe. Don't forget that we have the giveaway, and your boy gonna have a giveaway for a different game. I'm gonna talk about that in another game. Like, I don't know, like the sponsors is just coming crazy right now. I don't even know where these people coming from. I'm like, I didn't even talk to you. Like, where you get my email from? You're like, no, we stop. I just be kind of shocked. Just kind of shocked, and I think the Netmarble stuff is here because FedEx came and I wasn't here. I went out in the morning, just had a little breakfast with somebody and was just talking, and I came back and FedEx had a slip on the door. So I think the Netmarble stuff is here. Like I said, if it's Rue and if it's that Rue that we saw on the internet, that's just getting out my house so fast. I'm doing a contest and I'm shipping it to whoever wants to win that shit. Preferably in the United States because there's no way I'm shipping Rue across the country. I mean, across the world. I'm sorry. I can't. You're going to have to get a P.O. box or something. But, yeah. Be legendary. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I really did not mean to talk this long, but sometimes, like, to me, this game is fun. I like theory crafting this game and figuring stuff out. That's what makes me play this game. Is the combat and everything else is fine. I just like the depth behind the characters more so than anything else. So that's why you see that I take the time and try to figure these characters out. Peace.